or was it that bad?
No, I mean with Uber, obviously is the what is it? The money and the car. The money is not enough to justify, you know, the mileage, the gas, the wear and tear. One thing, yeah, they don't talk about. They should talk about is that the people you're picking up. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I
So,
don't. I did Uber for a little while. I know.
so this was a story. He said he had to pick somebody up from St. Peter's to bring him down to St. Louis.
Wow, that's good. That's good money.
That's what he said. I guess you got to accept certain amount of rides to get into certain brackets, like
Yeah.
there's like gold, silver, or whatever.
If you refuse too many, yeah, the algorithm's gonna be like, this dude's a chump. And
Yeah.
it won't send anything your way anymore.
Yo, he's trying to play the game, so he's
Right,
picking
yeah.
all the rides. Anyway, so he had these two girls in the car, and they were eating chips in the car.
Was it handicap hot chip?
We didn't go into the chips, what kind of chips it was, but he's like,
You know it was hot chips.
he goes, I'm driving and I'm looking behind and I'm seeing them. Not the way they eat, is the fact that the crumbs.
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, if you're in somebody's car, you shouldn't be eating in people's car. And if you're gonna eat in someone's car, you should probably be very conscious about that's not your car. You shouldn't
Yeah.
cause a mess.
Or
know?
you could at least ask. It's good to
Or
at
you
least
could
ask.
ask. That's it. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I got a bag of hot chip in my bag. Do you mind if I have a couple?
Yeah, and I'm starving. You know.
I'm starving like Marvin. You mind if I eat these hot chips in here?
Yeah, he said so. He dropped them off. He said that there was crumbs and they left some crumbs, and then there was wet.
What do you mean wet?
There was a wet patch between between where they were sitting, and he just like I didn't know what it was. So he goes. Now think about it, because he's thinking about getting a Volvo to do Uber, and I'm like, and then he goes,
no.
"Can you imagine me getting my Volvo and having to deal with people like this?" And then he went off to saying, "Man, he's just like, no one talks about the low lives that actually you have to drive around in Uber. You know what I mean?"
Yeah, why don't they have a car? Because they're low lives.
Oh man, another. There was a video. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. There was like few girls in the passenger seat and then one in the front, and they just start beating their Uber driver. Like, no warning. There was at least from what I saw, we didn't see the full video. The lady didn't even say a word. As they got to their stop, they went out, and one of them came back and just started beating her up. You know what I'm saying?
It's wild out here.
You got people that could beat you up. You got people who will
Eating hot chip.
right and
Giving you bad reviews because you didn't come close enough to their door. That was the only 1 star I ever got, was this bitch said I didn't come close enough to the door. Where you at? I'm out front. I don't see you. I should have just canceled that. If I had any sense, like if I know now, I'd have just canceled and drove off. But
yeah, bro, I have my reasons why I would never do Uber just in general. But now I didn't even really think about too deep. First, really, but the main reason why I would never do Uber is just the idea that I'm in my car and I have to be polite in my own car. Like, I
Yeah.
just couldn't fathom
you
that.
work for me
Yeah, like in my car,
in your own vehicle.
I just could not pass. I'd rather work at McDonald's than use my property and then be like servient in my own property, you know?
Yeah, I mean, think of it like this. You've already worked in a restaurant, right?
Right?
Have you worked retail yet?
No.
Okay, but you work customer facing right now.
100%, yeah.
Okay, so between what you do now and the restaurant, you're already fairly jaded. You should drive Uber and just really fucking kill any, like, all your hope. You would just absolutely hate other people.
I would hate humanity, yeah.
Yeah, like there's no way to salvage any kind of humanity of yourself.
Exactly.
Like, have you seen a New York cab driver? They're all the same.
Yeah.
Nobody's more jaded. Nobody's more hateful.
Yeah.
Like the hate just burns inside them, and it's what keeps them going.
Yeah, so he's like, I gotta find something else.
This is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know the saying, hot fires make the best iron?
Mm-hmm.
This is, driving Uber is the hot fire.
He wakes you up.
He's like, Man, I'll go back to my old fucking job at Home Depot, but
That's right.
I'm off this.
That's right. Yeah.
Man, I'll stock lumber.
I feel like DoorDash is a lot more simpler. I can see me doing DoorDash before I do Uber. Because with DoorDash, I mean, obviously the money's even worse, so that's why
The
I
money's
wouldn't.
total ass. And none of them ever tip.
But in DoorDash, you can
And they
get.
send you messages. You see them on Reddit. You're like, hey, where's my food? And the dude will be like, hey, where's my tip?
But also another
Like, DoorDash is the Wild West.
and another thing about DoorDash is that you can just you can do whatever you want in your car. You can wear sweatpants. You don't have to wear shoes.
You think Uber drivers wear shoes? Fucking house slippers.
Oh man. And again, for another, the DoorDash also, you can just have your girlfriend with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can have your friends.
Send her out in the rain.
You can take turns.
I just got my hair did. Get the fuck. You ain't getting my hair wet.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I mean,
Now, that's a real one. That's a wife.
that's
When she'll go out in the rain to deliver your little raggedy DoorDash order.
oh my
So
god.
your hair doesn't get wet. It pays nothing. You drive so much. You get to Taco Bell and they don't have the order ready. You sit there and wait a half hour. It's fucking wrong. The dude's like, where's my Baja Blast?
Oh my god.
Yeah, like,
There was that one sketch. It was just like, what was this? I think it might have been Family Guy. Anyway, so one of the characters orders the food, and the guy comes with the food, and he's like, "Where's my drink?" He goes, "Oh, I guess they forgot it at the restaurant." And then he's like, "Are you gonna go get it for me?" He goes, "You want me to go back and get it?" Well, I order it. I paid for it. I should get it.
well, and then,
Just thinking about that, you
or
know.
Taco Bell, like, puts it all in the same sack, and the drink just spills
Oh.
all over your chalupa.
That's what I think. I literally saw a few
It's
people.
just a drippy, wet bag.
And you probably paid like 3 times the price.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. The price is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do it. Like I don't get it.
Actually,
Especially
so, like,
broke people.
this is relevant to the discussion. Like, did you see that Klarna just partnered with DoorDash?
What's Klarna?
They do buy now, pay later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's not good.
yeah, they're like,
That's dangerous.
you know, Klarna, Affirm, you know, like all these companies, right? Buy
Okay.
now, pay later,
Okay.
6 monthly installments, 0% interest if paid on time.
It never made sense to me, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, minimum order $35 on DoorDash, and you can put it on Klarna. You can do 6 monthly installments for $35 now.
That's not good.
That's how
not-
well the economy is running.
That is not good. For DoorDash?
Yeah, you can do DoorDash on buy now, pay later. Let me put a Domino's pizza on installments. Nah, bro, I can't go out this month. I'm still paying off my Domino's pizza.
Oh my god. No, that's absurd. That's absurd. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the AI conversation. The new ChatGPT.
Yeah, IO or
Yeah.
OI.
Yeah, started generating those images we're talking about.
Yeah. It's not a good day to be in graphic design or marketing or any kind of visual creative space.
Yeah.
Advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, wait until the algorithm gets a hold of advertising.
I mean, at this point, can they like what form? What do you mean? What form of advertising are you think they're not even already getting to?
I mean, they already do like tailored ads,
right?
you know, based on like your Google search history, things you say when you're in proximity to your phone.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you know, it's been a conspiracy for a while, but it's not really a conspiracy if you're like, man, I'm tired of this fucking toaster in this house.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you'll be scrolling Facebook and you'll be like, oh, look at the new toaster from Samsung. Smart toast technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, like, but I mean, once AI can do like, you know, like take that plus also like, you know, real life photorealistic like moving pictures. Like they could tailor like commercials simply to you, you know.
Yeah, it was
like your personal commercials.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when you were talking about that, you know, in animation, like if they don't use a lot of people, they don't use a lot of crowd because just how long it
takes a lot of time. Yeah.
What was that studio that took like 4 seconds a year?
Yeah, Studio Ghibli. It was 4 seconds of the film. It was like a crowded scene of, I think it was an earthquake, and he said it took a year and 3 months to render 4 seconds of a crowd.
Yeah, so if you're in the animation industry, you should start learning new skills.
Learn to code. AI is going to take a lot of electricity.
Oh, dude, they're coming. They're coming hard. We were even talking about to say that like a lot of industry we don't really think about is like doctors, like not just surgeons or something like that, but like your day-to-day doctor you go to, a family doctor you go to and be like, that gives you who does a checkup on you. Those doctors is gone. You know what I mean?
That's going to be an Optimus robot.
Think about it. I mean, any symptom you have and you just put it in the robot, and he'll know more. He'll be more accurate than your doctor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like radiologists are already like, I mean, honestly, it's probably going to wind up to be where like what, you know, the work that like 50 radiologists do now. It's probably just going to be 50 AIs and one radiologist signing off on it.
Just monitoring it. Yep. But again, this is the worst they'll be. That's what we need to understand.
Yeah, and the jumps it's going to make, like, next generation is going to be a way bigger jump than previous generation to this generation.
That's right.
Like, it moves exponentially.
Yeah.
Like, if you're comparing 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8, 8 and 8 is 16. Like, once you hit the 16, 64, 128, 250, like, the jumps start getting a lot bigger.
Right, yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying that eventually you're going to have to pay people, universal income, basically. But the problem with that you were pointing out was that who's going to get it, who's not going to get it?
Yeah,
who's going to be okay with that?
Yeah, like, oh, I'm a graphic designer right now, and ChatGPT stole my job, so I get UBI. Meanwhile, the guy who makes sure my toilet can still flush, there's no AI for sewer inspectors yet.
Yeah.
Like, what do you give them to incentivize them to stay on the job? Like, they want to stay home in they jammies and house slippers and smoke weed just as much as you do and get paid for it.
That is true, yeah.
Like, what little extra shekels or extra bonus do they get?
Yeah, so that's the grim reality of it all, honestly.
Yeah, there's going to be some severe growing pains with like UBI and that kind of stuff, because like the people we need to actually live in like a safe, functioning, healthy society, you know, like the guys who work at the water treatment plant, the sewer plant, the garbage man, the police, the fire. The fireman, he don't want to spend 24 hours at the fire station. They work 24-hour shifts.
Right.
Like, he wants to be at home with his family as much as you do.
That is true, yeah.
In his jammies and getting high and getting paid.
Yeah, why would he want to pay for you? I mean, someone has to pay for this money, too.
Yeah, why would he? Yeah, he's like, no, fuck that. I quit. I want to stay home and get that UBI, too. You know, and unfortunately, too, like, if the rapture happened and...
What?
No, just... Like, if the rapture happened and all the graphic designers got disappeared up to heaven overnight,
okay,
like, we as a society wouldn't notice if the graphic designers all disappeared, right?
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
If the electrical linemen all disappeared,
yeah,
that's a big problem.
We'll notice that.
Yeah, that's a way bigger problem than if human resources disappeared overnight.
Yeah, Iceland about that, yeah.
Yeah, like... None of the women showed up, and the only thing that happened was there was less complaints on the job.
Oh, man. I think that was a joke, but it's just still funny to think about, you know. I say in the next 10 years, it's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, You know, when you call your insurance company, right now you're talking to a prisoner. Even the prisoners are going to be outsourced. No, like,
oh my god,
they use jailhouse labor for that.
Let's go to Le Pen, the France situation.
Marie Le Pen.
Yeah, have you heard what happened?
Yeah, man, banned from running for office, 4 years in prison. 2 of it is house arrest. Yeah, man. I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, so she got hit with embezzlement charge.
Embezzlement.
Yeah, I think they're like something like close to $3 million. Instead of paying for the Parliament employees, she basically paid for like outside people who weren't working in the Parliament. Her people. She would just hire some like politicians to work for her party instead of working for the Parliament. That's what they're accusing of her of doing.
Yeah, the staff was supposed to be like working for the EU Parliament, and instead they were also doing work for like the party individually. But apparently that's a common practice in the EU also.
Yeah, everybody does it. I think in the last few years.
Yeah, for whatever reason, total coincidence, the main opposition party, that's the one where they went down on her for. Yeah,
which that's kind of... I'm not even arguing that she didn't do it. She definitely did it.
Because they all do it.
They all do it. So no one's saying she didn't do it. It's the fact that like they're drawing the line here. To equate it, it would be the same thing as like when Trump was accused of the national security files that he wouldn't return.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the appraisal of Mar-a-Lago.
What? No, this one. No, not that one. This one's pretty simple. This is literally... It is against the law, but it's something that they all have done, and nobody got charged. But this person's getting charged simply because he's not for the agenda. We don't like him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean...
So it would be like when Biden got... Well, let's just start with Hillary. Hillary email. It was a classified email.
30,000 emails.
30,000 emails in her private server at her house, in her bathroom or something like that. So that was one. And James Comey basically said, like, yeah, it's not... She did break the law, but... Come on, are we really going to arrest her for this? I mean, there wasn't nothing really went out there. So that was one. And the other one was the Biden. Biden also got caught with it in his garage. So he had a
garage full of files. A whole garage full of papers.
And his cop-out was the fact that, well, I told him about it. You know what I mean? We didn't... My aides brought it in there. I wasn't even aware when they brought it in there. I wasn't even know it was there. And when I found out that I had him in the garage, I immediately called... the proper channels to come grab the files. That was his excuse. And the reason why they didn't charge him for it was the fact that he was too old. That's what they said.
That was the other cop-out, was his own DOJ said there's almost no chance of successfully prosecuting this because he would be seen as sympathetic to the jury.
That's right.
As a doddering old man who is confused but means well.
Yes, but those same charges were being...
And he's running the country. Supposedly.
But anyway, those same charges was brought to Trump as well. I mean, as you were saying, there was other charges, kind of the same similar vein that they accused of Trump, but not accusing of the other side.
Yeah, I mean, the word for this is lawfare.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same playbook they did for Bolsonaro in Brazil.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
They just nullified the Romanian election. Because, like, the populist guy won that, and they go, no, that doesn't count.
Putin did it.
Yeah, Russian collusion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a well-worn path. It's very tried and true, but it always seems to work. So, I mean, that's why they keep doing it.
Yeah, and I think this is where we're a little bit different than other countries and why we're a little bit better than your country.
Yeah, like, the only thing that saved Trump is we're just slightly less corrupt, and they couldn't get away with it.
Exactly.
Like... If they could have thrown... Trump would have spent the rest of his life in prison if he was French. Like, if this was French politics...
Easily.
He's going down for life. He gets 10 life sentences back-to-back as an 80-year-old man.
100%. So, really...
That's what saved Trump was, we're corrupt, but just a little bit less than them.
Exactly. Yeah. Our system is just a lot more. Also, just the fact that there's only two parties and there's not like a It's not a polymerase system. With a polymerase system, you just have to get like two parties to be like, hey, let's get this guy. Can we? And then done is done.
Yeah, like Macron. Let's make a deal.
Exactly. This is basically what happened.
Yeah, let's make a deal to lock Le Pen out.
Yeah, so as you remember the last election, he just basically colluded with another party to try to oust Le Pen, because Le Pen party was...
in Germany, too.
Oh, in Germany, same thing with Germany.
Yeah,
but it's
fuck
just
the AFD. Let's work together to fuck over the AFD.
Yeah, so this is just the problem with polymer system, which I'm not a fan at all. This is what happens. You have to like divvy up the power, and that just becomes a little bit easily more corrupt, in my opinion.
Parliamentary systems are interesting because a lot of the time they're just locked up with like petty fighting and nothing gets done.
Yeah.
Which is good for the citizens. Like,
I disagree.
They're either raising your taxes or stealing your rights. So let's let them tie up with throwing shoes at each other. But it is kind of scary when they all decide to row as one, as in the case of locking out at the AFD, or, it's like, oh, now you can cooperate.
Well, also, I think that is a big problem where, as you said, stuff takes a long time to make anything happen.
Yeah, they talk and talk and talk and nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, do you think what Trump is doing right now can be done in a polymer system?
No. And I mean, I don't really like that Trump is heavily using executive orders either, because that's...
Well, let's finish this
That's
first.
dodgy constitutionally, too.
It's definitely dodgy. But what is it? So for Le Pen's situation, she's not going to be able to run. I mean, obviously they're appealing, and they're not really going to have... I think it was like 2016 is where they're going to...
Yeah, 2027.
Yeah.
The excuse for the appeal was the courts are really overloaded. The docket's really full. What are the odds that we won't be able to get to your appeal until after the election?
For the French people, obviously half of them are happy with it. They're all like, this is what democracy look like. Like, they're assuming there's politicians who are not corrupt. That's what really, grinds my gear. So do you think this is going to make her stronger? I think this is just going to backfire. I don't see how this won't backfire at all.
It's martyrdom.
Yeah.
Like, the only way she could be more of a martyr is if on the appeal she loses and they sentence her to execution. Marie Le Pen, we sentence you to the guillotine.
Okay, there's not going to be a guillotine. But somebody was saying that, you know what would show how much democracy is there in France still? If Macron...
Oh, no. Saying democracy and Macron. You're already funny. You funny.
If basically he'd be like, nah, we're not going to do this. You know what I mean? If he pardoned her? Because he has the power to pardon her still. So if he could pardon her, this would just make him look great.
That would make Macron look good.
Yeah, but in what world is that going to happen?
It would never happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, the natural state of France is to be a smoldering powder keg anyway. Like, they love protesting.
Yeah, so I mean,
riots are their national pastime.
So for the next 2 more years until the election happens, it's going to be some wild time in France.
And I mean, native-born French are already bristling at, the taxes, the regulations, the migrants. Like, I mean, normal European... I mean, and this isn't just France. I mean, this is Germany, England, France, Italy. I mean, they're bristling. Sweden.
Well, I mean, I would just say that the countries there where the politicians are against most of the people's, wills. Like, I would say UK is brewing. France is definitely brewing. Germany is simmering. It's not fully, they kind of die down a little bit. But I would say for Italy, I think the party is with what the people feel. Like, Italy should be like on the other side of this.
I mean,
for them, they're telling you like, this is Europe. We have these values. You're not welcome. I mean, the person who's in charge is basically.
Well, what's her name? Melonia. What's the Italian prime minister's name? It's like Giorgiana.
Yeah, Italian prime minister.
Yeah. No, I mean she came out with the she got elected on the Italy is for Italians platform, right?
Right.
And then they started looking at their demographics and they were like, "Oh wait, it's all old people and there's no young people."
Right.
So actually Italy is for the migrants because we need social
'Cause they need
security
people.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, "What? That isn't what I voted for."
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, she's still hardcore on it. It's not like she backed down in any way. It's just the fact that their demographic is dire. They do need people, regardless of
Yeah, Italy's
what they think.
demographics are. I mean, all of Europe's demographics are dire.
Yeah.
Italy, Greece, Portugal, Spain,
Yeah.
like Germany.
Yeah, but no one as bad as obviously Italy. Italy and Greece are like top.
Italy and Greece are in the worst shape.
I mean, their towns are just empty. You know what I mean?
You can buy a house for $1 in Italy.
Okay, anyway, let's move on to your boy. You know, the reckoning day was yesterday. What did he call it?
Liberation Day.
Liberation.
Well, there were 2 days of reckoning yesterday.
Okay, go ahead.
First off was Tariff Day,
Mm-hmm.
but the other day of reckoning was the Wisconsin Supreme Court thing.
Well, okay, I don't even understand why people are trying to make that. I don't think that's that big a deal. And this
Well-
outcome was like pretty predicted. Why are people so shocked about the outcome?
Well, so with the Wisconsin Supreme Court, the assumption with that is that since the Democrat won for the Supreme Court seat, that means that the Democrat-controlled Wisconsin state legislature is about to aggressively gerrymander Wisconsin,
Okay.
which will basically peel 2 Republican seats out of the U.S. House.
Okay.
And now, if you sue them over it, the Democrat-controlled Wisconsin Supreme Court is just going to rubber stamp that. So basically, we're fixing to lose 2 Republicans out of the U.S. House,
Mm-hmm.
which would kind of tip the very thin margin back into the Democrat corner.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also important too because like Elon Musk spent like $20 million on this
Yeah, I saw he was giving
on
millions
top
away.
of the $1 million raffle for
Yep.
like $2 million raffles for like voters.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's a few things that can be true at the same time with this. Like, the news is like, people are tired of Elon Musk.
That is, they're blaming Elon completely.
Yeah, like Elon's taking the fall, and he's also like,
This is the same with the German election. Like, oh, Germany said no to Elon.
no to Elon.
And we did it again.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of using Trump for the hatred boost, now they're using Elon for hatred boost.
Yeah, I mean, apparently the Democrats really went deep in on the boomer vote of Elon Musk is going to steal your Social Security money,
Yeah.
which, again, they run that playbook because it reliably works.
That's right.
Like, anybody they accuse of stealing your Social Security money, like, that really whips up the boomer vote. So, but also, it was kind of bad timing, too, because, like, the heavily Republican northern Wisconsin area just got hit with back-to-back crippling ice storms.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, a lot of roads are impassable. A lot of electricity's down. A lot of people are stuck in their homes. So, I mean, is it a rebuff of Elon Musk? Or was it just bad coincidence with the weather? Was it a little bit of both?
Could it be this is just a voting pattern that's been going on, like at least in the Supreme Court vote, for
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin voters are kind of messed
Wishy-washy,
up anyway. Yeah, they're kind of wishy-washy anyway. They're kind of messed up. But, I mean, I was also seeing unsubstantiated rumors that Elon Musk is going to kind of try to fade into the background now. He's not trying to be so public.
He should have never. I'm not gonna get into it. I've been saying this forever. He should have never
I respect
been
the
in
guy's
face.
accomplishments, but like he is not a front man. Like
He's not good with people.
no, I
to
mean,
say the least.
Yeah, like he's not well spoken. He's not articulate. Like he'll be saying some high brain shit, but like he kind of stammers a lot, and he talks around himself, and
Bro, that hand gesture.
he's not a front man.
Just that hand gesture is never people. They've tattooed that into their brain, and
Yeah,
they can
that
never
one's
forget
never
that.
gonna go away.
So I think it's time. It is definitely time to.
Like, that one's gonna. If Elon Musk lives to be 150, I think he's like 54 right now. The hand gesture is gonna be like graffitied on his tombstone 100 years from now. Like, they're not gonna. That one's not going away.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate everything he's doing, Doge. I completely support it, and I'm sure even if he fades from the public, he will still be, seeing oversight of that whole situation. Which again, I completely support it. Wade should be getting out of here.
We want him to work in the shadows. He's not a public front man.
Exactly. Do you know how many billionaires are out there that we just don't know that are working in both sides? We have no idea who these people are, but we only know him.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I mean, if you want to blame, everybody has something to blame. So there are people who
yeah,
are
I mean,
him
a
for
lot
it,
of things
which is
are
fine.
probably true at the same time
Yeah.
with this. I mean, yeah, definitely Elon Musk is definitely. Some people are built for celebrity and some aren't. And Elon Musk, unfortunately, is one of the ones who is not built for celebrity.
This is the thing with guys who, they lose their hair early on in life and they get hair transplant. They get too confident.
Oh, all of a sudden, he thinks he's the cock of the walk. He walks around like a rooster in a pen full of hens.
Oh my god, yeah, they're now they'll tell you about how to take care of your hair, like.
Oh, the hair that got transplanted from your ass that's now on top of your head.
Oh my god, but yeah, he should focus on what is it? What is his satellite
Oh,
called?
Starlink.
He just focus on Starlink and SpaceX. That's really what he needs to
And
do.
bringing
focus on.
astronauts back home.
That's his bag,
Yeah, like, he just chumped Boeing at their own game.
Yeah, dude, he's doing great things. I mean, it's just I don't think
Launching rockets.
yeah, the trade-off is just not there anymore from all this backlash he's getting, hate. That, I mean, you can say a lot of it is undeserved, but it's just like that's just what happens if you're in front of people's face and you have all this money. People are gonna hate. Haters, bro. Haters are always gonna hate.
And I mean, let's be honest too, like, the news cycle, the way the news cycle is these days. What is the news? I mean, the news cycle is like, they will listen to a 4-hour-long speech and they will take 8 seconds out of that.
That's right.
And those are the 8 seconds that make you sound the absolute worst. And they will play that over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Elon Musk is not that guy. Like he's a bad guy to soundbite like that, because he'll come out sounding crazy, like the hand gesture thing. Like, they don't play the 1 second before that or the 1 second after. I mean, it's just those, like, 3 frames.
Look how far the hand goes.
Yeah, look how far the hand went out. Yeah, like,
oh my goodness.
yeah, he's not a media guy.
Yeah.
Like, he can't thrive in this kind of media environment.
Yeah, so let's go to the second day. Our
Liberation Day, Tariff Day.
Tariff Day, yeah.
Well, Canada's already said they're willing to drop all tariffs on the U.S. if we will do so also.
Okay.
Vietnam is also talking about dropping tariffs.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I mean...
So how come he didn't drop the tariff for Israel when they dropped all tariff before even he came out with this? He still hit them with 17%. He still hit them with some tariff. How come?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I just don't. What is his goal? Do you know his goal? What's the purpose of all these tariff? Because what he's saying and what other people are saying is completely different. No one's literally sticking to one specific thing. At first, it was that we're being taken advantage of, right?
Yeah.
And then when you look, even all the tariff number he put out, none of those numbers are accurate. Like that.
Yeah, apparently
Those
that's
are baloney.
Like, yeah, apparently they're saying those numbers are like the trade deficit divided by something equals tariff of 90%.
Yeah,
But it's not an actual tariff of 90%.
it's not at all. I mean, even what is it? EU is like our tariff is as low as like 2% or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
But again, even if you're saying that he's doing this so he can get tariffs to come down or whatever, I mean, it just showed that Israel was one person. Israel was like, okay, we'll just go ahead of this and we'll drop all tariff. But he still didn't drop any tariff as well. So if he's working on that, if he's playing that route to say that he's trying to lower tariff in general, would it make sense to reward countries who abide by his philosophy? Why not award Israel? This could have been a domino effect. He could have said, look, Israel just dropped all tariff and we have dropped all our tariff as well. Now, that would have started like, a domino effect where more countries would know at least what he wants out of this. Nobody knows what he wants out of this. He also saying that he's trying to bring manufacture back here. At the same time, he's like exempting certain products.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? There's people who are getting exemptions. There's some people are not getting exemption.
Political motivated exemptions.
And also that's the other thing we're talking about, executive order. Can he even do this? How like he can't? He's not even supposed to be doing this.
I think the Senate rebuffed him on that one.
But the sad part about this is that why I think forget the Wisconsin situation we were just talking about that they could lose 2 House seats. He's gonna lose midterm because of this all the stuff he's doing. You get what I'm saying? So obviously,
I mean, it's not the midterms aren't set in stone yet.
No, I know, but I'm saying if we get to a recession, what are the chances?
Thin. I mean, very thin.
They're early, as you're saying.
I mean, his approval ratings are holding steady though, and the Democrats' approval rating keeps sliding. So I mean.
No, I get that, but I'm saying whenever you see this effect head, people think about now. They don't think about 10 years from now or 5 years from now. People are like, how am I feeling? How am I getting hit right now?
Yeah.
Then usually there was no ammo for the Democrats. You are literally handing them ammos. Okay, so let's go with the tariff situation. What is it? The Senate just basically said, no, you can't put all these tariff in.
Yeah, 4 turncoat rhinos.
Yeah, but that doesn't even matter though.
The turtle.
The House will never pass these tariff plans in the first place, and even if they did, he can just veto it, and therefore it's going to take a lot more people to actually say no to this, and that will never happen. So technically, this is just for a show. It doesn't even matter really. I think this is just for Democrats to say that look how much powerful this guy's getting. You know what I mean? He thinks he can just do whatever he wants. Even job that is not his, he's trying to take over it. This is the Senate job when it comes to
Trump the dictator.
Exactly. So I'm just saying
fascism.
Yeah, so he's just giving them more ammo. So if let's just say the market is losing their mind because they have no idea what's going on, businesses, they don't know where to put the money.
The market hates uncertainty.
The uncertainty is just too much. You know what I'm saying?
Up and down.
And then what is it? Even the people he was like all these manufacturers that he's trying to bring back to America, even their unions who are the main people who are benefiting for bringing a manufacturer back here, even they're like, yo, I don't think tariff is good for us. The people he's rooting for, they're even coming out and saying this tariff stuff is getting crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
at what point you think is going to be that people are just going to be like, this is ridiculous. Let's just make this guy a lame duck for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, the tariff thing, that's a Venn diagram with a lot of overlapping circles. And I mean, some are right, some, some I can understand, some are kind of, it's like, yeah, you're right, but it's a different world too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the manufacturing, right?
Go ahead.
So, is manufacturing good for an economy? Yes, right? That's a value add, right? That's how wealth is actually created in an economy, right? So, does manufacturing need to come back to the U.S.? Would that be an overall benefit to us? Yes, it would, right? Supply chain stability, and they talk about, good manufacturing jobs, right? Mm-hmm. But the problem also is, manufacturing jobs aren't really all that good. Like factories don't really pay that much anymore. Like we're at the long line of a lot of years of union busting,
Okay,
like
you're not also talking about the increased price in general. The reason why these manufacturers leave is because there's cheaper way to make another place. It makes the product cheaper for us. The people who get benefited from these manufacturers coming in is just specifically the people in that industry, not as America as a whole. As a consumer, no, you don't. Everything gets expensive.
yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, for the sake of like supply chain robustness and like value add to the economy, like manufacturing is important, but we also can't compete with China for making rubber dog shit. I mean, China's always going to have cheaper rubber dog shit, right?
Yes.
But another thing too that people don't really talk about with this too is like, if you have, if you look at like some of these old time manufacturing towns, right? These like one factory towns, and the factory supported the entire town, right? Let's say 1,000 people used to work at this factory making, I don't know, wrenches or whatever, right? Well, because of robotics and automation,
Yeah.
whereas 1,000 people used to make wrenches at this factory, now we can run it the same with 10 people.
100%. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a problem too, that like, you talk about like bringing manufacturing back and good jobs and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like, it's not going to be like the old days. I mean, these dead man towns aren't going to spring back to life again because, I mean, it's not going to be 1,000 of us working at the plant anymore. It's going to be 10, 15 of us.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, I like technically it's correct in that, yeah, some of the manufacturing, like antibiotics, like we don't need our antibiotics all made in China. That's not good for us,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like there's just so many layers to this too, I mean, like,
yeah, another layer would be the fact that wherever we try to, what is it? These countries that we're imposing this ridiculous tariff onto them, we're just opening the door for China to go for them. You know what I mean? To be like, hey, is America being an ass? We're here.
That's actually been written about. Like, I've read some articles about that too, where let's say like China's got a massive manufacturing output capacity, right?
Yeah.
And for a while, that laser beam has been focused on America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been flooding our market specifically with a lot of their shit, and to a lesser degree like the European market, but Europeans aren't consumers like Americans are, right? So most of it's been focused on the US market. Well, due to supply chains and consumers and tariffs and all the other stuff, a lot of that demand is waning in China, but the demand is still there.
Right.
So now they're starting to move into markets they didn't used to really look at, like let's say Africa. Whereas, I don't know, let's say Kenya, for example.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have like a homegrown textile industry, right? Like the factories or the people make like the traditional fabric and you sell it at the market, right? Well, now they just got put under because China started dumping cheap fabric on their markets because our market slowed down.
Right.
So they're like, who else is in the world we can dump our shit on?
That's true.
So this is a worldwide domino effect kind of too.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
It's not, like Africa, South America, China's aggressively moving into non-traditional markets for them and causing all sorts of disruptions for local craftspeople and factories and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and somebody else was using an example about South Korea, like, they don't impose any tariff on us at all. So if we pose tariff on them, we're kind of just pushing them towards China. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is an argument too. Like, yeah, it does push a lot of desperate people towards alliances with antagonist states like China.
Yeah, and the whole goal was basically to counter this whole tariff started for China, but now it seems like the person who's going to get benefit the most would be China.
And it does seem like the tariffs do have value as a negotiation tactic, but
what is the goal? What I just want to know. I think Americans just want to know if we're going to go through pain, we'll be fine. But you have to tell us the reason why we're going through pain and how long. And nobody even knows how long.
And not only that, like, it's really hard to make a coherent argument for, like, you know, it's like tariff on Canada today, tariff off Canada tonight, tariff back on like tariff on Mexico, like on, off, like pick on or pick off and then stick to it, you know? I mean...
So that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I never thought there was going to be a way for the Democrats to swoon their way back into just any favor from... But now, they're getting ammos. This guy is just giving them more ammos, you know?
Well...
You saw Cory Booker standing up there for like 24 hours?
I think 25, I think it was.
25, yeah, 25.
Yeah, he actually beat Strom Thurmond's record.
The racist guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Strom Thurmond now has the number 2 longest filibuster. 1957 Civil Rights Act.
Dude, they're slowly, they're getting momentum, and they're going to really roll with this momentum, I think. You know what I'm saying? These small little wins are getting side to side. It could add up if Trump doesn't really tell us exactly what are we getting out of all this. If his goal is to just, if he would have came out and been like, the reason why I'm doing this tariff stuff, that I want everybody to drop their tariff. If you drop your tariff, I'll drop my tariff, and that would benefit everybody. Everybody wins in that situation, you know, especially consumers. And if that was the goal, I'm all for it. But it's just like we just don't know what his goal is.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a guessing game about what the goal is, and like there can be a lot of different goals, and all of your guesses can be right, at least to a degree.
That is true.
Part of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of issues within the Democrat Party too. Did you see that Bernie did that interview where Bernie kind of came out in favor of like rounding up illegal aliens?
Well, Bernie's always been like very hawkish about legal immigrants.
Well, he was having an interview where, you know, he was kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, closed borders is a good thing. Bro, Reddit and Twitter lost their entire minds over that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Bernie's chopped liver right now.
Really?
Yeah, they lost their mind over that. They're like, borders are racist. Fuck Bernie.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Yeah, like...
Bernie's anything but, you know, racist, you know?
Yeah, like, Republicans have a problem with, well, this is a both party, like, for the blowhards on both sides, like, you know, there's a lot of purity tests, right? You know, like, Trump doesn't exactly have, like, the greatest pro-gun record.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if that's, like, your one issue that you vote on is, like, gun rights, you'd be like, I'll never vote for Trump because last time he did this, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, purity test, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Trump isn't a true conservative because...
Yeah, Bernie just failed the purity test.
I'll never vote for Trump because he's not a real conservative, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Democrats have that problem too, but, like, probably even worse because, like...
There's a lot.
The purity tests just keep getting stacked on each other, right?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
You know, like, I could never vote for Bernie because he said borders are good, you know? And, like, yeah, like, that's kind of a problem with, like, the lunatic fringe of the left is, like, they created this monster, right? And they thought they'd be able to control it, but, like, it bit the hand that fed them and it ran off. Like, the lunatic left side of the party is, like, you know, like, the trans people, the BLM people, like the Free Palestine people, like that's who's actually steering the boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Bill Maher old heads who are kind of reasonable-ish, but they're like, yo, you guys have went crazy.
Yeah, I mean, was it Bill Maher just came out and said they should defund, what is it? Is it?
Oh, NPR?
PBS? Yeah, PBS and NPR. He's like, they should defund them. And people... Obviously his audience were like, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Rah rah rah.
Yeah, see, like
They were shocked. So yes, those are basically the dying breed of the Democrat Party.
yeah, like the old heads, like like the JFK Democrats, like Bill Clinton and Bill Maher, like those guys aren't steering the ship. Like free Palestine, burn Tesla, trans,
open the gates.
Like these are the people.
America's actually the enemy. Colonizers.
Yeah, colonize. America's stolen land acknowledgement.
Yeah.
My pronouns are bad boy. Like those guys are running the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the monster they created. It's like Fantasia. Like they knew just enough to like bring the broom to life, but they can't control it. Like it's steering its own self now. So I mean, how do you distance yourself from that wing of the party?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's very off-putting to like normal people. Like a normal person could have something to say about like Elon Musk, but they would also like, I don't agree with Doge's cuts, but burning Tesla's not good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't agree with Trump on this, but we should probably get rid of like MS-13 members.
Yeah.
Like, that's a reasonable stance for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, how do you square up with like free Palestine people, like Columbia University, like violent protesters? Like, how do you bring them into the fold?
Yeah, a lot. But okay, we gotta end that. We gotta end it there. But yeah, another week, a lot of stuff going on. But we shall see. We shall see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem for the Democrats. Yeah, like.
Yeah, we'll see.
They courted the lunatics, and the lunatics took over.
Okay, let's wrap it up there.